All right, let's get right to the questions and start with Andrew Knoll from the New York Times. Go ahead, Andrew, lead us off.
Yeah, hi guys. Congratulations again. Rare to see the unanimous vote for three finalists in the wins at Hart, so awesome work for all of you. But I did want to know, it's a question for each of you. If you had to pick a fourth finalist this year, who would it be? Leon, I think I might know your answer, but you may surprise me. Yeah, just curious who you'd add if the field were expanded before.
If you couldn't hear that, he was asking who the fourth guy would be if you had a fourth finalist. Go ahead, Leon. Why don't you start?
I didn't hear the question at all. Sorry.
So it would be who if you had to pick a fourth finalist, who would it be?
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think Connor, with coming back from injury, he would have deserved to get a vote for sure. But I think there's so many players that had great seasons. So, I think it's hard to pick one guy.
Okay, Nathan, why don't you take a shot at it?
Sorry, I think I was muted. Yeah, like Leon said, there's so many players. I think Austin had a great year. Guys like Austin and Pasta, I think, are probably right up there. Really, really amazing players, and obviously, we're very lucky to be voted for this award. Like I just said, there's so many deserving players that could have been in our shoes, and obviously, it's nice to get voted.
Thanks, Nathan. Artemi, who would be your fourth finalist?
Я бы, конечно, хотел выбрать двоих, но, наверное, тогда выберу Мику Зибанижада. Вот я играю с ним в одной команде и вижу, насколько он хороший игрок. У него тоже была травма, поэтому он не мог себе показать на протяжении всего сезона. Ну и если можно, еще пятого, я корешка своего Патрика Кейна бы взял.
If I could, I'd like to pick two players. Obviously, Mika Zibanejad, with whom I play on the same team. I see him every day, how great of a player he is. Obviously, his injury prevented him from showing even more greatness. So I pick him, and I pick my buddy Patrick Kane, too, if I could.
All right, two good choices. All right, thank you, Andrew. Next question comes from John Warrow of the Associated Press. Go ahead, John.
Congratulations, guys. Well-deserved. I've got a question for Nathan and for Leon. For Leon, Gary Bettman was pleasantly surprised how players pushed back and demanded all playoff rounds be best-of-7 series. How much of a key was that for you guys? And for Nathan, can you reflect back on how eventful this season has been, even before the pandemic? Don Cherry getting fired, the racial allegations against Bill Peters, Oscar Lindbaum, being diagnosed with cancer, and women players getting more involved in the All-Star game, and how different of a season has this already been, even before the pandemic?
That's a lot. All right, Leon, you go first.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think in my opinion, the NHL playoffs are the best event in all of sports, and to me that's the best-of-7 series that usually in the playoff goes a lot of times over 6-7 games. So I love that they went with that format, and I can only say that I'm personally pretty happy with the format they picked, I guess.
All right, Nathan, good luck summing up the season.
Yeah, I guess I just want to touch on everything. It might take a while, but I guess there's lots of events that happen every year, I think, and obviously this season was pretty eventful, like you just mentioned, and good and bad. Obviously, there's some tough things that happen. It's pretty cool, to see Oscar, how he's fought back. He's on the ice, and it's amazing to see the woman come forward and be more part of our league, which is very important. And obviously, with Bill Peters, change, in the hockey culture is happening right now. And, there's a great group of people involved. You know, I know my teammate now is projects involved in the Hockey Alliance, and they're doing amazing things. So it's great to see. So, and then obviously we had the pandemic. You know, the bubble that we're going to go into in a few days here. It's obviously pretty crazy. Very eventful season, but it's definitely one of a kind for sure.
Nathan, I'll follow up because I was there. What was it like to walk out through that Corps of Cadets at Air Force?
Yeah, that was cool. You know, we had the drum roll playing for us. You know, 50,000 people. We didn't get the win, but it was a fun event, and an outdoor game is always something cool. We'd like to do once a year, and it was a good time.
Thanks, Sean. Next question comes from Dan Rosen of NHL.com. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, it's a question for Artemi. Artemi, why did it work, or why does it work so well with you and Ryan, that chemistry you have? And on top of that, how much better are you because Mika's on a different line, that the defense almost has to choose, pick your poison? Did that help you this season as well, that you had two lines going that way instead of just one?
Переведи, Николай.
Артемий, почему, как ты думаешь, так хорошо сработала химия с Райаном Строумом? И вторая часть вопроса, насколько тебе помогло то, что Мика был в другом звене и нужно было оборонять противнику против двух звеньев таких?
Ну, наверное, помогло нам со Строум и с Фастом сыграть из-за того, что у нас были распределены задачи, и как бы каждый занимался своим делом, не тянул одеяло на себя, все старались работать на 100%. Это помогло. Что, перейдешь сначала, потом про Мику скажу.
Yeah, the first half of the question, our chemistry with Ryan Strome was due to the fact that we each knew our job. Neither player tried to do anyone else's job, and we knew exactly what was required of each of us.
Да, только скажи еще, что Фаст тоже огромную работу делал для нас.
And Jasper Fast did a great job with us as well, and that was a big factor.
По поводу Мики, я думаю, что это, в принципе, для нашей команды отличный вариант. И для тренера всегда, наверное, это хорошо, когда можно иметь два ударных звена и, в принципе, когда-то еще нас ставить в одно.
And obviously, having two good lines, it's the best option for the team, and it's the best option for the coaching staff that can break up the offense into two different lines.
Thanks, Dan. Next question comes from Reed Wilkins of CHGD. Go ahead, Reed.
Hey, Leon, Reed here. Good to see you again. Congratulations. Wayne Gretzky, Grant Fuhr, Mark Messier, Connor McDavid, and now you are the five Oilers to have been finalists for the Hart Trophy. Just maybe a little bit of perspective on being in that group of names, and then just kind of a follow-up, you know, just you being able to elevate this season and produce points regardless of who you were with.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, amazing players, you know, legends of the game, no question about it. But, you know, it's a big honor to be part of that group for sure. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I think every player tries to, you know, get better every summer and you know, become better players. And, you know, I'm no different. I try to do that every summer as well and throughout the season. So, you know, last season, or I guess this season seemed to work out. And, yeah, hopefully we can, you know, bring that into the playoffs as a team.
Thanks, Reed. Next question comes from Vika Bulakova, Sports Express Russia. Go ahead, Vika.
Hi, everyone. Hi, guys. Long time no see you. Congratulations again to all of you. I have a couple questions for Artemi. My first one, just yesterday you posted in Instagram stories that you flew a plane with Alexei Kovalev. As we all know, Alexei won Stanley Cup with Rangers in '94. So I'm just curious, how good of a pilot is he? And my second one will be also for Artemi. Just curious to know if you know all Russian players who won Hart Memorial Trophy in previous years. I can repeat questions in Russian if you like to make it easier. Привет, Артемий. Давно не виделись. Два вопроса. Первый вопрос. Вчера ты запостил себе в сторис, что...
Это я понял, этот вопрос. Да, второй давай лучше.
Второй вопрос. Знаешь ли ты всех русских игроков, которые выигрывали Hart Memorial Trophy?
По поводу Алексея, хороший пилот. Вот. Но я все равно взял с собой парашют. Слава богу, он не понадобился. Так что по поводу русских игроков сложный вопрос, честно говоря, не знаю.
Regarding Alex Kovalov, he's definitely a great pilot, but I brought a parachute just in case. Thank God I didn't need it. But as far as the previous Hart winners, I'm not sure.
Thank you, Vika. Last one was Mark Messier. Next question, Alex Gammer, NHL.com, Germany.
Thanks, and congratulations to all three of you for a great season. As well as to Leon. A question for all three of you. You know what it's like to play each other, to play against these other two guys. If you had to choose one quality that makes them so special, that makes Leon, Artemi, and Nathan, that makes it so tough to play against the other two, what would you choose?
Go ahead, Leon. Why don't you start?
So just pick one thing that I like from Artemi and
makes them
Nate.
hardest to play against. Yeah.
Well, I'll start with Nate. Obviously, his speed. It's hard to stop when he gets going. It's almost unstoppable. You got to take some penalties on him for sure, which I'm sure I have done in the past. And Artemi, I think just his hockey IQ, his elusiveness, it looks so effortless for him all the time. So, great players both.
Go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
Yeah. For Leon, I'd probably his backhand, the way he passes on his backhand and shoots on his backhand. I have a bit of a muffin for my backhander, so I'd love to have that in my game. It's pretty fun to watch. I think it's something subtle that, I think people that really know the game can really appreciate how hard that skill is. And for Artemi, I think just his deception, the way he, I think, made him play very different games. He kind of enters the zone in a very deceptive, slow way because he wants to go slow. It's so hard to stop. It's really fun to watch both these guys play. And I guess those are the two things that really stick out to me.
Artemi?
На самом деле, я бы, наверное, у обоих отметил хоккейное IQ в любом случае, поэтому для меня, наверное, это такой, эти два игрока обладают этим качеством. У Нейтана еще есть большая скорость. Мы с Леном тихоходы по сравнению с ним.
I would obviously mention that both players have very high hockey IQ, which is the quality that's most dear to me. And Nathan has definitely great speed.
Thank you, Alex. Next question comes from Mark Erne of 1010 Wins. Go ahead, Mark.
Hi, guys. Congratulations to all of you. Artemi, it's been a while since the Rangers had a finalist even, going back 7 or 8 years to Henrik, but much longer than that even for the last Rangers Hart Trophy winner, which was almost 30 years ago. So what would it mean to you to be able to end that out, to be the first Ranger since Mark Messier to win the Hart Trophy?
Для меня это очень важно, на самом деле. Я был крайне удивлен, на самом деле. И особо не концентрировался на трофеях. Когда сезон закончился, я даже, честно говоря, не рассчитывал вообще куда-то номинироваться. Поэтому я очень сильно удивлен, что я вообще как бы нахожусь что на предыдущей номинации, что здесь. Поэтому для меня, конечно, это больше для моих родных это хорошая новость.
I'm really very surprised, to be honest with you, to be nominated. Even after the season was paused, I never even thought that I would be nominated for anything. So it's very important for me and very surprising for me, but it's much more important for my relatives and my loved ones.
Thanks, Mark. Let's go to Maximilian Haupt of the German press agency. Go ahead, Maximilian.
Hey, everybody. I got two questions to the three of you. One, you're all three nominated for 2 awards, and one is obviously the most prestigious one, this one, but the other one is coming from the players. So I'm curious which one is more valuable to you. And the second question would be, who of the 3 do you think has the best chances to not only win the Hart Trophy, but also the Stanley Cup?
Leon, why don't you do the honors, and if you want to give it to him in German, that'd be good too.
I'll just stick with English here.
Okay.
But what was the first question again? Sorry.
The first question was which one is more valuable to you, the one that's from the players or from the journalists?
Well, I think they're obviously both very, very special. It's obviously a huge honor, I think, to all of us to be nominated for both awards. And but I mean, it's always great to get the recognition from your teammates or guys that you go up against on a nightly basis. So it's hard to pick one, but I mean, obviously getting picked from your opposing players or teammates, that one's special for sure.
Artemi, why don't you go next?
Ну, это на самом деле очень сложный вопрос, честно говоря. Хорошие проблемы выбирать из таких трофеев. Вот. Но, наверное, в принципе, когда игроки тебя выбирают, это приятно.
It's obviously a very difficult question, to be honest, and it's a pretty good problem to have, to be choosing between these 2 great trophies. It's obviously very special when your peers are voting for you, so that would be very special.
Okay, Nathan.
I got the same answer as both these guys.
That's a tough one. It is a good problem to have. Next question is from Mark Roseman of WLIE. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, this is for Artemi. Artemi, there's so many players that come to New York via trade or free agency, and with that comes such great expectations and lots of pressure. You've been able to not only embrace that, but thrive in that environment. What is it about your personality that allows you to thrive under that type of pressure?
Переведи, пожалуйста.
Столько игроков приходит в Нью-Йорк через обмены или через рынок свободных агентов. Ты это для себя просто взял и с этим побежал вперед, не чувствуя никакого прессинга. Как ты смог это сделать?
На самом деле, это все равно я чувствовал где-то давление, понятное дело, но старался, в принципе. Уже не первую команду меняю, поэтому есть опыт. Ну и, конечно, партнеры, во-первых, помогли очень здорово, и, во-вторых, повезло, там, забил в первых играх, отдал передачи и расслабился. В общем, удача, было много удачи.
Obviously, I felt some pressure, and it's not my first team in the NHL, and I've grown accustomed to some changes. But it helped that during the first few games, my partners really helped me a lot. And I managed to score and get a few assists, and that allowed me to relax a little bit.
Okay, we have time for one or two more. Next question is from Jim Matheson of the Edmonton Journal. Go ahead, Matty. Jim, I think you need to unmute yourself.
Two questions, one for Leon, one for Nate. Did you have to change your game at all without Landeskog and Rantanen as your line mates? And were you under a little more pressure to provide the offense without those two? And the question I have for Leon is, some awfully good players have won the Hart Trophy as Edmonton Oilers, Gretzky and Messier for sure, and in the Hall of Fame. Is what you feel about that sort of thing in the Oilers, their history, if there's somebody else to win a Hart Trophy with in the likes of those two players.
Nathan, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I mean, losing those guys to injury was tough. I guess, if anything, I was a little more aggressive. When I had the puck without those guys, I think, when those guys are on the ice, I want to look to them and get them involved. They're such good players. And, the guys that I was playing with were very good as well. I just kind of got into a little more an aggressive mindset, and it worked out, obviously. They're out for about 15, 20 games, and we were so deep that so many guys stepped up and played great. So it wasn't just myself. But I guess that's how I changed my game a little bit.
Leon, the Oilers Pantheon.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's obviously some amazing names, great hockey players, and to be on that list, and to even be nominated, it's a huge honor to me, and I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay, we'll take one last one. We'll go back to Vika Bulakava. Go ahead, Vika.
I just wanted to follow up with Artemi. Obviously, you probably spent some time with Alexei. Just wondering if he tell you any stories from his time back with the Rangers, and maybe share some advice with you. Let me know if I need to translate in Russian.
Давай, да, переведи.
Наверное, ты провел какое-то время с Алексеем. Просто интересно, поделился ли он с тобой какими-то историями с тех времен, когда он сам играл за Рейнджерс и выигрывал кубок с ними, и, может быть, какие-то советы тебе дал? Thank you.
Он, да, делился со мной опытом своей карьеры. Вообще, в принципе, наверное, там из того, что я могу выделить, там, конечно, много было хороших советов, но один из них он рассказывал, что он старался быть всегда разным, каждый сезон новый стиль игры, и это ему помогало.
Obviously, he shared his experience with me through his long career, gave me a number of great advices. One that sticks out is to be different every season and to change your style every season and bring something new.
Well, Leon, Nathan, Artemi, and Nikolai, thanks again for doing double duty last Tuesday and this Tuesday. Congratulations on being finalists for two phenomenal awards. And 10 days from now, can't wait to see you back on the ice. Thanks again for spending the time with us.